Today, we are diving into a small, super important part of your boat that often gets ignored. That is, until it's way too late. We're talking about your outboard's fuel filter. And I'm going to show you how a simple 30-minute job can literally save you from a world of hurt and keep your boating season on track.
So, to really understand why this is so critical, let's kick things off with a story. And I have a feeling this one is going to sound pretty familiar to a lot of you boat owners out there. Just picture it for a second. You're out on the water, miles from the dock, the sun is shining, maybe the fish are even biting, and then silence. The engine just sputters and dies. Ugh, it is the worst feeling in the world. That moment, a perfect day just completely tanks. And of course, after a crazy expensive tow back to shore and a whole day just wasted, the problem gets traced back to this one simple part. It's the hidden, weak link in your whole system, and believe me, ignoring it is one of the fastest ways to absolutely ruin a day on the water.
So, what is the big deal with this little canister? Why is it so important? Well, let's break down exactly what it does to protect that very, very expensive outboard hanging off the back of your boat.
The absolute best way to think about your fuel filter is as a gatekeeper. It's like a bouncer for your engine. It stands guard, making sure only pure, clean fuel gets into those super delicate, high-precision fuel injectors. Without that guard, all the nasty gunk, rust, water, sediment from the bottom of your tank, it all goes straight into the heart of your engine. Not good. And if you need some numbers to really drive this home, check this out. Boat US found that up to 90%, that's 90, of all diesel engine problems start with bad fuel. Now, I know most of us are running gasoline outboards, but the principle is exactly the same. Dirty fuel means a sick, unreliable engine, period.
And you know, what starts out as just a little annoyance, it never stays that way for long. It might begin with some rough idling or a little sputter here and there, but it escalates, and it escalates fast. Soon you're having trouble starting, you're losing power when you need it most, and next thing you know, you're looking at a $500 plus tow bill and potentially some really serious internal damage to your engine.
All right, so now that we get the why, let's switch gears and talk about the what and the when. You've got to know what filters are on your engine and, just as important, when you need to change them. This is the key to stopping all those problems before they even start. You'll generally run into two types, spin-on and cartridge. And you might be wondering, what's the difference for me, the person who has to change it? Well, while cartridge filters are a little bit better for the environment, the spin-on kind is hands down the winner for most do-it-yourselfers. It's just so much easier and cleaner. You literally just spin the old one off and spin the new one on. It's a huge advantage when you're hunched over in a tight space. Now, here's something you might not know. Your outboard doesn't just have one filter. It has a whole team of them working together. The first line of defense is the big fuel/water separator, usually mounted somewhere in the boat between the tank and the engine. Then there's a smaller, finer filter right on the engine itself. And finally, on most modern four-strokes, you've got a VST filter protecting the injectors. Now, that last one is usually a job for a mechanic, but the first two, those are on you. Okay, this is the schedule you want to live by. Screenshot this, write it down, whatever you need to do. Before every single trip, just take a quick peek at the clear bowl on your separator for any signs of water. Change that main separator every 50 hours. Change the on-engine one every 100 hours. And, this is the big one, change all of them once a year, no matter what, even if you only use the boat a few times. All right, enough talk. Let's get down to business. This is where we go from theory to practice. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do this job yourself. And trust me, it is way easier than you think. But before we touch a single thing, we have to talk safety. I'm serious about this. Make sure the engine is off and completely cool. You need to be in a well-ventilated area, no enclosed garages, and have a fire extinguisher right next to you. Once you've got that covered, you just need a few simple things. A strop wrench, a pan to catch any spilled fuel, some shop towels, and of course, the right new filter for your engine model. The whole job really just breaks down into 4 easy steps. 1, get your catch pan underneath, drain the old filter, and spin it off. 2, and this is a critical step people always forget, prep the new filter. You got to put a light coat of oil on the new gasket, and then pre-fill the filter about 3/4 of the way with fresh, clean fuel. This primes the system. 3, screw the new one on by hand until it makes contact, then give it about another 3/4 of a turn with your hand or wrench. Don't go crazy and over-tighten it. And 4, label the new filter with the date, start the engine, and check carefully for any leaks. That's it. Now, while that process works for most outboards, the big brands do have their own little quirks. Both Yamaha and Mercury are really big on you using their genuine OEM filters. It can affect performance and even your warranty. One cool thing is that Mercury often has some great step-by-step videos on their website for specific models, which is super helpful. With Yamaha, they're really particular about getting that VST filter serviced by a dealer at specific intervals, so pay attention to that in your manual. Okay, knowing the steps is one thing, but knowing the common traps and mistakes, that's what really separates a quick, clean job from a frustrating, messy one.
So here they are, the big mistakes you want to avoid. Number 1, over-tightening the filter. You can crack the housing or damage the gasket. Number 2, forgetting to pre-fill it. That's going to make your engine really hard to start. 3, ignoring even a tiny fuel leak. That's a huge fire hazard, so don't do it. 4, not labeling the filter. You'll forget when you changed it, I promise. And finally, using cheap, low-quality filters. This is just a classic case of trying to save a few bucks now and costing yourself hundreds or thousands later. Just don't. Now, if you only take one single piece of advice away from this entire explainer, please let it be this one. Always, always, always carry at least one full set of spare fuel filters on your boat. All it takes is one bad tank of fuel from a marina to clog a brand new filter in a matter of minutes. Having a spare on board can turn a trip-ending, tow-calling disaster into a simple 15-minute fix at sea. It is the cheapest insurance policy you can possibly buy. So after all that, what's the real payoff? What's the big benefit? Well, it goes way beyond just preventing one bad day on the water. It really helps to reframe how you think about this job. It's not just another task on your maintenance checklist. It's a direct investment. It's an investment in the health of your engine, an investment in its reliability, and most importantly, an investment in your own peace of mind so you can actually relax and enjoy your time on the water. And really, that's what this all boils down to, isn't it? When you weigh a simple 30-minute task against a full season of confident, worry-free boating, well, the answer seems pretty obvious to me. Thanks for tuning in, and here's to a great season on the water.